Petroleum or crude oil is a complex, naturally occurring liquid mixture containing mostly of hydrocarbons but containing also some compounds of oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. It is often referred to as the black gold. After World War II, the huge oil reserves in the Middle East became available at a very low cost, and they rapidly revolutionized the way we live. Indeed, the 20th century, with all the dramatic changes that it has brought to the society, is probably the best characterized as the century of oil. Now next, coming to petroleum formation. Petroleum forms by the breaking down of large molecules of fats, oils and waxes that contributed to the formation of kerosene. This process began millions of years ago when small marine organisms abounded in the seas. As the marine life died, it settled at the sea bottom and became buried in layers of clay, silt and sand. The gradual decay by the effect of heat and pressure resulted in the formation of hundreds of compounds. Because petroleum is a fluid, it is able to migrate through the earth as it forms. To form large economically recoverable amounts of oil underground, two things are needed. First is an oil pool and then an oil trap. An oil pool, which is the underground reservoir of oil, may literally be a pool, or it could be droplets of oil collected in a highly porous rock such as sandstone. An oil trap is a non-porous rock formation that holds the oil pool in place. Obviously, in order to stay in the ground, the fluids, that is oil and associated gas, must be trapped so that they cannot flow to the surface of the earth. The hydrocarbons accumulate in reservoir rock, the porous sandstone or limestone. The reservoir rock must have a covering of an impervious rock that will not allow the passage of the hydrocarbon fluids to the surface. The impervious rock covering the reservoir rocks is called a cap rock. Oil traps consist of hydrocarbon fluids held in porous rock covered by a cap rock. A hot, wet climate fosters the growth of large amounts of organisms. If this growth takes place in a shallow sea, the eventual drying out of the environment and evaporation of the seawater leaves behind large deposits of salt. Salt makes an excellent cap rock for a reservoir. If these conditions are enhanced by a gentle geological folding of the subsurface rocks, the rock folding can produce very large reservoirs with the impervious salt deposits acting as a cap. These are precisely the conditions that prevailed in the Middle East, giving rise to the enormous deposits of oil found in that region of the world.